How's it going out there, esports world? Welcome once again to BossFightTV's The Reload, episode number 25. If you're counting, we'll be covering the week of esports from May 15th through the 21st. And by golly, there was a lot of Starcraft. There's some fighting game news and some Call of Duty, Gears of War. We're all over the place.
Major League of Legends.
It's crazy.
Awesome.
Crazy. As always, we want to start off talking about our awesome sponsors at iHeart Esports. So check them out on Twitter at iHeart Esports or iHeartEsports.com. As always, if you listen to the episode, there's going to be a special code where you can win stickers from iHeart Esports. So make sure you listen, and if you tweet us and them with the special code, you win them.
Free stickers.
Easy.
What could be better?
Easy peasy. Why not? You know. Also, want to make an announcement. We kind of put it out on Twitter, not really on the website officially or whatever, but we are going to be in Chicago this weekend for UFGT 8, which is an Evo qualifier run by Keats up there. We're going to be with FocusFire, so shout out to FocusFire. Check them out, focusfire.com or at FocusFireFeed on Twitter. We're going to be working with them, so make sure you check out their live stream because our content is going to be featured on that live stream. Like, we're going to be doing interviews and B-roll stuff. We're going to be doing some stuff with the dive kick tournament.
I'm going to be playing some dive kick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bringing the gauntlet home.
It's going to be awesome.
Calling it now.
It's going to be pretty legit. So make sure you check us out this weekend. All the information is going to be on our front page. And as always, follow us at BossFightTV and at FocusFireFeed to get all the information that you need from that tournament. So it should be pretty sweet.
I'm excited.
Not going to lie. It's going to be sweet. Anyways, so kind of as almost tradition, normally we either start with fighting games or we start with StarCraft 2. This week there was a lot of StarCraft 2 stuff going on, especially there was the GSL, there was MLG, there was obviously the EG Masters Cup, NASL, all sorts of craziness. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to jump right into the GSL. Code S had their finals, which was really awesome. They literally waited to just have the finals. So let's take a look at the results. The graphic is there, but it's just...
Take a deep breath.
Woo!
Unlike last week.
Huge. It's huge. So we had MVP and Squirtle. As we mentioned last week, Squirtle had that ridiculous, amazing run all the way to the finals, but he could not pull out the victory versus MVP. He lost 4-3. It was really awesome. I believe, if you have the pass to watch the GSL, you can go back and watch the VODs. But I believe that this match you don't need. I think you can just go back and watch it. I'm not sure. I actually watched a little bit of it before I passed out, and then I caught a little bit later on or whatever. But games were awesome. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Pretty sweet. Great tournament. Great experience. I can't wait for the next GSL season. Code S should be pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and we're going to move on to Code A, the other GSL event that's been going on. Some of those Code S players have been playing it out in Code A. We are in the round of 24, so let's take a look at those results as well. We got some big names that you might all recognize. Don Regu beating Virus 2-0. We have Genius 2-1 over Bong. Symbol 2-0 over Jock G, which was the last Code S winner, not this one, obviously. Leenock 2-1 over Alive. Keen 2-1 over MMA. Creator 2-0 over Amaru. Gonzi 2-0 over Mr. MC, which happened to be at the MLG Arena this weekend. Happy 2-0 over Finn. Gumio 2-0 over July. Sniper 2-1 over Bomber. Man, Bomber, I was rooting for you, man. Yu-Gi-Oh! 2-1 over Marine King, and the STC 2-1 over Ghost King. So that pretty much wraps up the GSL. The other big event that was going on this weekend was the MLG Spring Arena number 2.
El Dose.
It was pretty good times indeed. In New York City, as always, pay-per-view. Some of the best players in the world out there playing in this tournament. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top players from that tournament. We got our top 4 there. We have Violet, number 1, which was really cool to see. Violet's really been doing well lately, but I mean, he really hasn't been able to pull out some, big wins. So this is a really big win for him. especially going into the spring championships out in Anaheim, California, which is coming later on. Then we have Symbol number 2, Mr. Stefano himself, Party Animal at 3rd place. And then we have MC, which actually took MKP's spot at Spring Arena number 2. Ended up 4th. Not bad. I mean, you weren't even supposed to be there.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
There was a couple other sub outs. There's one I knew specifically. Huck took someone's place, and unfortunately, he was like out in the 2nd or 3rd round. And I was like, oh man,
he hasn't had a whole lot.
Come on, I like Huck, man. Come on. He's been doing good in other tournaments. He's been doing good in Nassau and everything, which we'll get to. Which is actually the next thing we're going to talk to. Nassau, we're on week number 6. We have 5 divisions once again to go through, so bear with me here. I'll go through them really quick. Division number 1, let's take a look at it. We have Puma 2-0 over Cloud, Zinio 2-0 over Stefano, which he just did so good in the MLG winter Spring Arena, and couldn't pull it out in week 6. TT1 2-1 over Huang Sen, and Night End 2-0 over Hey Pro. Division number dos, we have Hero 2-0 over Dark Force. Mr. Damaga and Hasuops both winning over Rung and Crazy Moving. That's one of those, weird things. And then the Noni to Muslim game, no results were posted for that. So division number 2, slacker division. Division number 3, we have Sin 2-1 over Straylock, Gonzi 2-1 over Tilo, Rain winning over Axlab, and Huck doing good here, 2-1 over Vive. So great stuff with that. Division number 4, Alive 2-0 over Cats, Thorzane 2-0 over Cruncher. Thorzane, new member of EG, as we mentioned last week. Alicia and Rhett and Selected Idra, no results posted yet, unfortunately. And then let's go to division number 5, Moro 2-1 over Targa, Puzzle 2-1 over Jinro, MC 2-0 over Polt, and last but not least, Seth beating QXC 2-0. So congratulations to all those guys who won. I believe there's 2 or 3 weeks left in the pool play, or the division play, should I say, and then we'll be moving on to the next phase in the Nassau. So as always, just stay tuned here or on the website. We'll be updating you on all of that progress. We'll be updating you on that project.
It's really good going forward. All the way around.
Forward, all the way around. Good stuff.
In essence.
It's all Mike ever says. Anyways, moving on, we have the EG Masters Cup. Almost done, guys. EG Masters Cup. Let's take a look at it. Week number 9. Fnatic beating Team Empire 3-1. Evil Geniuses beating It's Ghostu 3-2. Mouse Sports sweeping Dignitas 4-0. Slayers 3-1 over Team Alternate. And Complexity sweeping Millennium 4-0. And last piece of news that we have, just a little tidbit. The Pro League with On Game Net and Kespa has just started this past weekend. It's really interesting because it's going to be a hybrid tournament that features both Brood War and Starcraft 2. So it should be really interesting to see where it goes. The way we're going to work is there's 3 matches of Brood War and 3 matches of Starcraft 2 when the teams play each other. So it's just kind of a way to ease the Brood War players into the Starcraft 2 scene.
A little accommodation.
Trying to just slide it on in there, you know what I'm saying? But, overall, it should be an interesting tournament. It's actually be going on for the next about 4 months or so. So we're going to give you periodic updates here and there on the tournament series. There's a lot of big Brood War players that play there, obviously. And maybe we'll see some of them coming over, or shouldn't say maybe. We will see at least some Kespa players coming over here to play at MLG events. So should be pretty awesome.
I think we have the code.
What's that?
I think slide it on in.
Slide it on in.
Sliding those Brood War players on in. So if you would like free stickers from iHeart Esports, all you have to do is tweet at BossFightTV and at iHeart Esports. Use the secret code, hashtag
slide it on in.
Slide it on in. Because that's how they're doing it. Well, them Brood War players.
Mother of God.
Just saying.
All right. Well, we're done with StarCraft news.
Yeah.
We have some fighting game news. Toryuken with the Toronto's top tier, which is a Road to Evo qualifier, was going on. And Mike, I know you caught a bunch of the games. How did that go?
This was one of the biggest fighting game tournaments in all of Canada. Nothing aside from the
all
Canada
of Canada,
Cup.
Eh?
I'm just saying. They also have Canada Cup, which is amazing. Great organization there. But this being a Road to Evo event, There were a lot of people that came out. Matter of fact, from the USA, we had like Dominion and Justin Wong showed up. So we'll get into the results here. You'll see all of that happened. But overall, Canada got pretty hype. I'm just going to say, Canada got pretty hype.
Yep.
Let's get into the results. So, first off, we have Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012.
Version 2012.
Version. I said version.
No,
whatever.
you didn't.
Anyway.
If you're gonna be all up
List
in
it
my
all.
shit,
I said arcade version.
you didn't say version.
Whatever. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, you get on me for it.
One of the biggest reasons why Canada was so hype, they took Super Street Fighter 4, which arguably was one of the most talented, studded fields of play. So in first place, we have Chai Rithi, who beat out Dominion, who you can see is in second place. Third place, we have Justin Wrong. And fourth place, we have Snafu. Chai Rithi actually came from the losers bracket, and in the first match, beat Dominion 3-0, and then after resetting the bracket, beat him 3-1. So that was crazy to see. I don't think anybody was predicting that to happen. So very good stuff there. Next, we have Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which just actually used the team format. So we actually have in first place, we have Dominion and Wolfcrone. Second place, we have Justin Wong and Air. And in third place, we have the STC. Kind of a weird setup because, as some of you may know, it's the 1.4 patch for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and there's a glitch. If you use the character Rolando, he has this throwing knife.
Rolando.
If you hit
Rolando.
another projectile with it, it literally crashes the game. The game just freezes and then shuts off. So they had to go back and use the unpatched version, which is how they're going to do it at UFGT 8 this weekend. So kind of weird. The progress for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, like all this momentum coming in, and now with this patch, it's kind of awkward. But anyway, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, top 3. Number 1, Justin Wong came out and took it in a surprising fashion. Second place, we have Nick Cam. Third place, we have Dominion. And fourth place, we have RDK. It was very good stuff to see. As always, I love me some Marvel. Some good Marvel coming off of season's beatings. Next, we have Soul Calibur 5. First place, we have Partisan. Second place, we have Pyro Scrub. And in third place, we have Oofmatic. Oofmatic. I love that name. It's good stuff. Rolling right along, Mortal Kombat 9. VVV Rio took it. And in second place, who do you have? Maxter. So kind of a replay from the On the Edge 2 Combat Network event from last weekend or a few weeks ago. Third place, we have Smoke. And in fourth place, we have Winter Wars. Next, we have King of Fighters 13. First place, Air. Second place, EG. And third place, Raynex, which King of Fighters 13 should be ramping up here with the MLG Spring Championship. So keep a lookout for that. California, all you Cali players, I'm looking for you to show up and show your worth. It's good stuff. Last but not least, we have Skullgirls. First place, we have Peanuts, who beat out Justin Wong, who was kind of the favorite coming into it, seeing as how he just took his first Skullgirls major. And in third place, last but not least, we have Ryan Kin. So
like a boss.
That wraps up fighting game news. But there were several other tournaments.
Indeed.
Going on this weekend. One of the biggest, actually, that I was most excited about was the Cities of Gears Vengeance tournament, COG Vengeance. And this was the basically the quintessential Gears of War 3 tournament. What with the recent Gears of War Nation going down, the big community website, a lot of people were looking to this to be the big push to make the community active again and really get some support behind them. And I will say this, every single match, except for the grand finals, needed all of their games to finish. Woo! So if it was best 2 out of 3, it went all 3 games. If it was best 3 out of 7, it went all 7 games. And the finals, it was the best out of 13, it went to game 11. But every single match was amazing to watch. It was good stuff. We'll have to wait and see about the future of Gears of War competitively, but let's get into the results with that. This is the 4-on-4 tournament. In first place, we have Slap That Ass. Money sign. Second place,
they like their money.
Yes. Well, they won. They got their money. Second place, we have Infinity. And in third place, we have Ambition. And if you have never seen Gears competitive play, make sure to check out the VODs for that. That was amazing.
Indeed.
But also, at the same time, it was technically ran by a different organization. We had the CODzilla event ran by the King of the Couch guys. This was a Modern Warfare 3 tournament. as great as the COG Vengeancey tournament was, the Codzilla tournament was pretty abysmal. I'm not going to lie. There is this awkward situation where they have a stipulation about like emergency registration. So the tournament started. They had all of their teams, or over 20 teams there. There was one team in particular that got knocked out of the tournament and repaid to get into the tournament. So they made a new team name and got back into the tournament. After already being eliminated, losing 2-0, knocked out, it was like 2 or 3 teams going into the winners finals, and then everybody's like, nope, we're just going to restart the tournament. We'll just restart everything. So that tournament went really late. Actually, I do want to give a shout out to both Nadeshot and his girlfriend Emily for running the stream and putting up not only with the tournament, because Nadeshot was actually playing it, but also all the people in the stream that were, what's going on? Where are the brackets? Who's winning? Who's losing? I don't understand what's going on. A lot of patience. It was very good. Well, let's get into the results for that. First place, we have VD, which was actually the team that Nadeshot. It was Nadeshot and Scump played on that team, and they actually picked up 2 quote-unquote amateur players, and were able to take first place there. Second place, we have Collapse, and third place, we have Juked. So, awesome to see Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, but this will probably be the last tournament for the King of the Couch guys. Just saying. There's a lot of community feedback for that. So,
I bet.
Be careful how you run events. But we go from the worst tournament of the weekend to probably 2 of the best tournaments of the weekend. We're going into the League of Legends news. First off, we have the Corsair Vengeancey Cup, which this is another one of those events that has been going on for the past couple of weeks. Did I say Vengeance? What did I say?
Vengeancey. You always say that.
Oh, my God.
Vengeance Cup.
Vengeance Cup. Well, we had COG Vengeance. Now we have Vengeance Cup.
Corsair Vengeance
Cup. Anyway, that just wrapped up this past weekend. Let's get into the results for that. Counter Logic Gaming took first place. They actually beat out Moscow 5 at a very close series. And in third place, it was Against All Authority, or AAA, as they like to be called. And there is a little bit of news actually going into the next subject. I'll go ahead and say it now. Counter Logic Gaming has actually been invited to the OnGameNet League of Legends Champions Tournament for the summer. So they won this event. Now they're getting re-invited back to the OnGameNet tournament. And Against All Authority has actually kind of disbanded. 2 of their players, Yellow Star and N-Rated, actually left after the Vengeance Cup. So kind of a star is rising.
Right.
Counter Logic Gaming, and they're going on to a bigger tournament, although they actually competed previously.
Right.
And Against All Authority is just kind of that now trying to scramble, bring things apart.
Indeed. And let me slide it on in there.
Go,
I'm going to slide something in there.
Do it.
That I just wanted to throw it out there. Navi won the Solo Mid Invitational.
Yes.
I forgot to actually put that in my notes, and I just remembered it. Slide it on in there.
Slide it on in. Hashtag slide it on in.
Continue.
All right. But the last piece of tournament news we actually have for this week is actually about the OnGameNet League of Legends, the Champions Tournament for the spring. It's like the end of winter, spring season. The finals, this is, for those of you who don't know, OnGameNet is actually part of Korea, and they broadcast gaming tournaments and events and stuff like that. This is probably one of the most ridiculous League of Legends tournaments I've ever seen. Let's pull up.
It's exploding.
We're pull up the picture right now, as you can see. Look at how many people are jam-packed into this stage, into this arena to watch League of Legends. That's crazy.
It's pretty insane.
But anyway, we actually had MIG Blaze, MIG Blaze, played MIG Frost in the grand finals for the championship, and MIG Blaze actually kind of just rolled over Frost, MIG Frost. So everybody showed up to watch some top-notch League of Legends, and they got to see it. It just wasn't, a crazy back-and-forth battle kind of situation.
Oh, well, there's always next season.
There's next season.
Indeed.
Which both of those teams are actually invited back. So we will see both of those teams battle it out once again. All right.
Heck yeah, man.
That ends the tournament news, the official tournament news. But we, as always, have some miscellaneous news. Josh, do you want to go first?
Well, I only have one.
Okay.
And one of my most favorite StarCraft 2 teams of all time, Root Gaming, is back. We had Cats, Destiny, and Druby. Apparently, it's been in the talks for a while. And because all of those players actually were with Complexity, and they weren't going to be you can't obviously break your contract, so they were waiting for their contracts to pretty much expire.
Mm-hmm.
And then Destiny, obviously, in the last 2 weeks, left Complexity because he's obviously a very controversial player. But I guess it was always in the talks for the longest time that they wanted to bring Root Gaming back. So now they have a little more experience under their belts. They want to bring it back. They want to start it new. And not only that, here is the craziest thing. Rotterdam, which you might know him from the ESL or IEM, both same thing pretty much, as a really awesome commentator. And he's actually a really good player as well, although he's been really focusing on more being a commentator as of late. But he's actually played in a couple of the tournaments over here in the U.S., or should I say it was online, the One Nation of Gamers Starcraft tournaments. He played in a couple of those. He kind of got the bug to play again, and boom, he's on Root.
He's back.
Oh my gosh! So here we have like a bunch of my favorite StarCraft players now on Root. And here's the crazy thing: you would think there might be some hard feelings between like Complexity because all those guys kind of left. They lost all of those people to Root. Apparently, some of the managers over in Complexity are really, really helping them get the team off the ground. So a lot of support coming from Complexity over to Root Gaming. There's a news story on the site with a link to Team Liquid where Katz interviews himself about Root and about how it came back. So if you want to read Katz interviewing himself, check it out. It's actually really funny.
I want to say this too. I actually watched Katz was streaming himself playing on Friday. While he was playing, he was rapping. Like it was like this kind of
That's why I love that guy, man.
Freestyle rap. That was cool to see. But yeah, Root Gaming should be funny, good stuff going forward.
You know what I need? So Kat's, rapping. What I really want to see, I want to see Destiny do some more Bob Ross, MS Paint.
Oh, yes. Oh, so classic.
That's just me. But anyways, so what do you got for miscellaneous news?
Miscellaneous news. Last week, we weren't able to cover it because they did the tournament, but they didn't really release anything until the next day. MLG ran a Max Payne 3 Pro Exhibition tournament. They actually invited a whole bunch. They were Call of Duty pros, Halo pros, and former Gears of War pros. Actually, all flew out to New York to the MLG studios to compete in this invitational Max Payne 3 tournament before the game was even released. So that was kind of exciting to see. They picked up the game really fast. But I just want to give a shout out to the team Double Dealers, who it was Predator, Nick Merckx, CDN, and Cream, who actually won the team event, the 4-on-4, and Cream by himself, actually won the free-for-all tournament.
Very cool.
That was kind of cool to see. We don't know what the future holds for Max Payne 3 as a competitive title, but it's kind of, we'll see. MLG out of nowhere did this tournament. But
they're also doing a phone first-person shooter.
Yeah, they're doing phone games now, too.
Whatever. I can't remember what that game's called. Golden Boy did a thing about it on his channel at Golden Boy for the win. Yes. Shout out, Golden Boy.
Shout out to Golden Boy. He was actually casting at the Godzilla event. He was talking to everybody in the chat. It was very nice.
Yay.
Going on to what I think should be the biggest news and the number one spot, but oh well. The Cybersports Network over the past weekend they've been running a lot of Quake Live tournaments recently, and they actually did this past weekend was the Quake Live Points Cup number 3, which they're leading. It's a whole series. Rafa was invited to the tournament, and he won it pretty easily, but it's always good to see Quake Live.
Indeed.
I love it.
Like a boss.
Kind of some weird news. The Cyber Athletic Professional League, otherwise known as CPL, is back.
Woo!
For all of you old school esports fans like me, I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about that.
All I think is
yeah, the logo.
The logo.
Yeah. I did a whole type up about it and kind of my feelings about it. It's still wishy-washy right now, but they're supposedly holding an event in September in China, which is where the actual company has been purchased and traded over there. So CPL, keep an eye out for it.
Indeed.
Maybe compete, maybe don't. Maybe get paid, maybe don't. We'll see. Anyway, the last piece of news I have, speaking of the Cyber Athlete, is the Cyber Athlete Summit coming up this June in France. This is a new series put on to kind of showcase esports as a competitive medium. They will be featuring a quote-unquote unreleased game. I know what it is, but I won't share it just yet. We'll wait for more news to come out. But that'll be cool to see as well. It's actually taking place in an opera theater. They're going to have players get up and play these show matches and kind of highlight the game and the players themselves. So
should be pretty awesome.
Very cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I think that wraps up esports news for this week. I want to thank you, as always, for watching Boss Fight TV's The Reload. I am Josh Engel, also known as Anti-Pro. Join with me today, closing out.
As always, Mike Bisson, a.k.a. Mohawk Mike. Gonna have a fantastic weekend at UFGT 8.
Woo!
But I want to thank you guys for supporting esports, whatever capacity you do. And as always, thank you for considering. CPL.